Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Shatterpoint Stats Center. I'm your host Steve, and join me as I look back over the 9 events held across 7 countries with 87 players taking part over the past weekend. So great to see so many events running this weekend, although they are maybe on the slightly small side in some cases. I guess that is just the anticipation for the balance patch having an impact on the Shatterpoint community momentarily. So let's have a look and see what's been going on. And our first event takes us to Sweden for the Lincoln 2026 Nordic Masters, a Premier Showdown event. And if we scroll down, we can see it was a 3-round event. And in first place, we have David going 3-0. And David was running Cassian, Ezra, and Baze and Juret with Kanan, Sabine, and the Rebel Commandos. Then Boss Fixer, 7 Scorch, Hunter, Wolf, and the Wolf Pack on Never Tell Me the Odds. Exactly what I ran at the first GT of the season. So there we go. So yeah, nice to see some competitive list featuring this week. But as we move down, hopefully we will see some changes. And in second place we have Henrik, and Henrik was running Cassian, Ezra, and Baze and Juret with Jin, Callus, and the Rebel Commandos. Then Kanan, Sabine, and Chopper with Leia, Luke, and Han and Chewie. So yeah, nice to see a variety of rebels there, particularly Han and Chewie featuring on strategic positions, the mission. Then our next 2-1 was Timu, and they were running Kanan, Ezra, and the Rebel Commandos, Jin, Sabine, and Chopper, Boss Fixer, 7 Scorch, and Hunter, Wolf, and the Clone Commandos on Never Tell Me the Odds. And then the next 2-1 is Adam, and Adam was running Boss Fixer, 7 Scorch, Hunter, Wolf, and the 212th, Obi-Wan, Rex, and the Clone Commandos, then Luminara, Crosshair, and the Wolf Pack on shifting priorities. And then the change here happens where we see some Empire entering the mix, which is lovely to see for Tumas. And Tumas was running Obi-Wan Kenobi, Rex, and the Clone Commandos with Mace, Pons, and the 212th. And then we see some Empire with Grand Inquisitor, 3rd Sister, and 4th Sister, Moff Gideon, DTE, and 5th Brother on Sabotage Showdown. So good to see some Empire love there. And the final 2-1 also has an Empire list. And this is Christian running Cassian, K2, and the Pathfinders, Leia, Luke, and Han and Chewie. And then Moff Gideon, DTE, and the Dark Troopers, Iden, Gideon, and the ISF. So all the boxes there as they come on shifting priorities. So clearly quite a competitive event here with lots of the meta, but great to see some Empire coming through already. And congratulations to David on the 3-0. Over to Germany for the Order 66 Open number 3. And we have a 3-round event. And in first place, we have Hendrik. And Hendrik was also running some Empire. So we've got the Armourer, Paz Vizsla, and the Covert Mandos. Then the Mandalorian, Bo-Katan, and the Clan Kryze. Very standard build there for Mandos. Then we have Iden, Gideon, and the Dark Troopers with GI, 3rd Sister, and 5th Brother on Sabotage Showdown. And there was a preference to the Mandos, but the Empire did get the win in round 1. Then in second place, going 2-1, we have 4 LOM HK47, and they were running Boss and Hunter, and then Thrawn and Moff Gideon, but no list was supplied. And then in third place, our final 2-1, we have Mo 1307. And there's some Empire here as well. We've got Iden Hask and the special, the ISF. Then the Grand Inquisitor. This is pushing my German. I'm not sure. I guess that's 3rd Sister and 5th Brother. Then Moth, DTE, and the Death Troopers. And then Krennic, Vader 3, so Fallen Master. And I'm not sure what the... that must be 4th Sister. Yes, there we go. We've worked it out. So yes, pushing my German to the limit, but we get there in the end. But amazing to see some Empire again featuring in lists that are in our stats recap here. So going 2-1 and 3-0, really good stuff. And well done, Henrik, on the 3-0. Over to the UK now for the Rogue 5 event, and I've done a tournament recap for this as well, so if you're interested in hearing about my games, do go and check that out. And in first place, going 4-0, the only 4-0, we have Ailsa, and there is more Empire. So Ailsa was running Mace Windu, Ahsoka, and the 501st, with Kiadi, Shakti, and the Arfs, and then Moff Gideon, DTE, and the Death Troopers, with Iden, Hask, and the ISF on strategic positions. And although it was Jedi favoured there, Ailsa did run the Gideon and Iden list once to get a win. And then our only 3-1, Robin, was bringing Hunter, Wolf, and the 212th, Obi-Wan, Rex, and the Clone Commandos, then Boss Fixer, 7 Scorch, and Luminara, Crosshair, and the Wolfpack on Sabotage Showdown. And Robin didn't quite play a Boss anchor. Boss got played 3 times, Hunter twice, and Obi twice, and Luminara once. So well done to Ailsa for the 4-0 and the win. Staying in the UK, we go up to Stockport for the GT Gaming Series. And in this 4-round event, we have a 4-0, and it is Fraser. And again, we've got some Empire featuring. This is a Thremier event. So we've got Lando, Bodhi, and Baze and Chirrut, with General Solo, Luke, and the IG-11 Assassin Droid, then Thrawn, DTE, and the ISB on First Contact. And Fraser ran Lando and Thrawn, then Lando and Han, Lando and Thrawn, and then Lando and Thrawn again. So more of the Empire build being played. So fantastic to see there. Then our first 3-1 was Dan, and Dan was running Cassian, K2, and the Rebel Commandos, with Mother Talzin, Savage Opress, and the Night Sisters, then Leia, Luke, and Baze and Chirrut on strategic positions. And Dan favoured the Cassian Leia in round 1, and then played Mother Leia for the rest of the event. And then our final 3-1 is Helen, and Helen was running Obi-Wan, Rex, and the 212th, with Boss Fixer, 7 Scorch, then Vader, Jedi Hunter, Commander Wolf, and the 501st on shifting priorities. And it was a Boss anchor, with Boss Vader being played 3 times, and Boss Obi just once. So well done to Fraser for the 4-0, continuing an Empire weekend, it seems. Jumping over to Canada for the Magic Stronghold Burnaby May 2026. We have a 3-round event here, and in first place we have Mago, and they were running Han and Jin. Unfortunately, no list submitted. Then in second place, first of our 2-0s, we have Amber, who was running Jin, Cassian, then Kanan and Riff. Again, no list. Then in third, Diego was running Boss and CT. Back in the meta, you love to see it, and there's some more Empire featuring. Brilliant stuff. Then in fourth, we have Jeff going 2-1 as well, with Vader, Emperor's Servant, and General Veers. The redemption arc is about to drop. As soon as that balance patch is released, we know that Veers is going to get a lot more love, so brilliant to see him, and again, more Empire featuring. Then Ruby in fifth ran Obi with Hunter, Luminara, and Boss. And then the final 2-1, Wicked Fictitious, was also running Empire with Krennic and Veers again. So you love to see it. Big Empire love this week. And congratulations, Mago, on the 3-0 and the tournament win. To Poland now for the Shatterpoint Merfolku Volume 4. And here we have a 3-round event, and it is Chris taking the win, going 3-0 with a Cassian Kanan list. And it's Cassian, Sabine, and Baze and Chirrut, with Kanan, Ezra, and the Rebel Commandos on strategic positions. Then in second, going 2-1, we have Sir Ronald running an Anakin and Kiadi list there. Unfortunately, no full list submitted. Then Kubakalos coming in third with a Cassian Jin list. Again, no full list provided. Then in fourth, we have Adi Dum, and Adi was running a Kanan and Mando. So it was Mando, Luke, Baze, and Chirrut with Kanan, Ezra, and the Rebel Commandos on Never Tell Me the Odds. And then finally, we have Pai Solek, who was running Boss and Obi and it was Boss Fixer 7 Scorch with Obi, Rex, and the Clone Commandos on Sabotage Showdown. So well done, Chris, for the 3-0 and the tournament win. Unfortunately, though, no Empire featuring at this event in the lists that we have looked at. Over to France for the next one, and it's Le Retour du Café du Vieux Monde. And we have a 3-round event, 2 players going 3-0, and it's come down to... okay, interesting. So strength of schedule is put as the 3rd tiebreaker. So it came down to wounds, actually. So it went victory points, then wounds, then strength of schedule. So 1 by 1 wound difference. So Paul is our first 3-0, running a Maul, Mando, Boss, and Hunter list there. No full list, unfortunately. Then Gauthier was next with a Kiadi, Obi, and then Cassian and Kanan going 3-0, no list. Brian in 3rd with a Cassian, Boss, Obi, and Kanan list going 2-1, no list submitted. Then in 4th, Tonio Scorpio has submitted a list in their 2-1. And we have Armourer, Paz Vizsla, Covert Mandos, Mando Bo-Katan, Clan Kryze. We see it, very standard build. Then Vader, Jedi Hunter, Padawan Ahsoka, and Phil's clones with Kiadi, Shakti, and the Arfs on shifting priorities. So great to see there. And it was the Vader Kiadi list that got played twice. Then in 5th, we have Elia Owen, and they were running Iden, GI, Moff, and Vader Jedi Hunter. Again, more Empire. We love to see it. Unfortunately, no list submitted. Then Fabienne was running far too many primaries, it seems here. We've got Obi, Annie, Kiadi, Mace, Boss, Hunter, and Plo Koon, all being played in 3 games. I'm not quite sure how that has happened, but Fabienne clearly enjoying the Galactic Republic nonetheless. And then our last 2-1, again, no list submitted, is Tamerlan, and they were running Cad, Jin, Riff, and Lando Calrissian. So, well done to the 2, 3-0s, Paul and Gauthier, and well done to Paul for the win. We now find ourselves in Australia for the Death Star 2026, a Thremier event over 3 rounds. Again, we have 2, 3-0s, and this one has been won on victory points. So one of these matches must have gone to time because we have 6 victory points scored and only 5 scored for second place in the 3-0s. So we have Mathios going first with Kiadi, Mace, and Obi, but no list. Then Luca was in second with the 3-0s, running Cassian, Vader, Fallen Master, and the Elite Squad Troopers, Leia, Luke, and Baze and Chirrut, then Jin, Callus, and the Rebel Commandos on Never Tell Me the Odds. So interesting build there. And it was Cassian, Leia, Jin, Leia, and then Cassian, Leia again. Then in third place, Jordan has won 2 games, then dropped out, it seems. So Jordan was running on shifting priorities, Obi, Rex, and 212, with Hunter, Wrecker, and Omega, Echo, and Tech, and then Boss, Fixer, and Sev, and Scorch. And they had 2 buys. So not quite sure what's gone on with the event there, but fair enough. Maybe making up some numbers. Then Joshua was in 4th, and Joshua was running Mother Talzin, Savage Opress, and the Mando Super Commandos. Then Asajj, Bo-Katan, and the Night Sisters, with Leia, Vader, Fallen Master, and the ISB on shifting priorities. Very interesting. And it was a Mother Talzin anchor with Mother Asajj sandwiching the Mother Leia. Then in 5th place, we have Josh, and Josh was running Armourer, Bo-Katan, Covert Mandos, Mando, Sabine, and the Clan Kryze, then Ahsoka, Tano, Jedi No More, Gar Saxon, and the Mandalorian Super Commandos on Sabotage Showdown. So lots of Mando love there. It was an Armourer anchor, the Armourer and Ahsoka unfortunately being the loss in round 1, then the Armourer Mando picking up 2 wins later in the day. Then in 6th, we have Adam, and Adam was running Mace and Kiadi. No idea what the third primary was, and no idea what the list was, unfortunately. Then our next 2-1 equals 6th again is Kent, and Kent was running Maul, Gar Saxon and the Mando Super Commandos, Armourer, Paz Vizsla and the Covert Mandos, then the Mandalorian, Bo-Katan and the Clan Kryze on shifting priorities. And it was again an Armourer anchor. Here it doesn't appear they played their third primary, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then our final 2 and 1, meaning again there is unfortunately no Empire in this list, but we've been doing so well this week on the Empire. We have Curtis, and Curtis was running Obi-Wan, Rex and the 212th, with Mace Windu, Wolf and the 501st, then Hunter, Wrecker and Omega and the Republic Clone Commandos on Sabotage Showdown. And it was Mace and Hunter, then Obi Hunter and Obi Hunter. So, well done Mathios for the win, and also well done Luca for getting 3-0 as well. And then our final event is the Lincoln 2026 Showdown. And if we scroll down, my screen jumping about, we see that this was a 3-round event. And in first place, we have Henrik. And Henrik was running Hunter, Wrecker and Omega and Echo and Tech, with Luminara, Crosshair and the Wolfpack on strategic positions. Then the first 2 and 1 was Leidermark, and they were running Mando, Lobot and Lando and R2, very interesting build there, with Riff, Wrecker and Omega and the Weakways. Oh my goodness me, all the scoundrels running around on the board there, love it, on Sabotage Showdown. That's a really, really interesting list. Then in third we have David, and David was running some Empire here with Vader, Emperor's Servant, Stormtrooper Sergeant and the Death Troopers, with Moff Gideon, DTE and the Dark Troopers on strategic positions. And then our final 2 and 1 is Christopher, and Christopher was running Leia, Freedom Fighter, 3PO and R2 with the Rebel Commandos, General Solo, Wicket and the Rebel Pathfinders. What a brilliant list here on First Contact as well. I absolutely love it. Wicket in the list is not what we see when we think of bringing Ewoks to the table every time. So that is a really creative list there as well. This looks like a super fun event, and well done to Henrik for the 3-0. So there we have it, a definite shift towards the Empire this month, with loads of Empire lists featuring, and some quite quirky lists dropping in there as well, interspersed with a little bit of the typical meta at the moment. I am hopeful that by the end of the stat show next week, we will have a brand new balance update. So hopefully the stat show next week will be involving me taking a look at some of the new meta lists, but we are just waiting eagerly on that drop from AMG. So until then, if you haven't checked out my tournament recap from the weekend, please do. It's the video before this one. And also, as always, Tabletop Impulse Phil will be releasing one as well. He was at a different event this weekend, so that will be releasing today as well. So if you haven't checked out his channel, do check that out as well. Well worth the follow. So until the next time when we are hopefully going to get a balance update, I will see you then. And until then, bye for now.